Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Tara and this is Endeavors with Tara. Today I'm making this video to give you guys a proper introduction of who I am and what my channel is about. I've been on this YouTube journey for a few years now, and for the first year or 2 years I wasn't very consistent with the content that I was making, and I also was making a lot of different type of content. And I mean, technically I'm still making different types of content, but now I have a clearer direction of where I want to take my channel. And I just wanted to let you guys know that and hope that you want to be on this journey with me. As well as I want to dive a bit deep into my life's story because it has been a long 35 years and I have been through so many changes, just mentally and spiritually. So I hope that you guys are interested in following along and listening to the things that I have to say. And also, thank you so much for clicking on this video, and please be sure to like it and subscribe if you are enjoying the content that I make and you want to see more of it in the future. Okay, first I want to say that I am a unscripted person, so I will try to just take my time and get my thoughts together, telling you guys the story of my life. And I also will just try to be as brief as I can and not go into too many details on things or be too graphic for that matter. So I grew up in Chicago, Illinois. That's where I was born and raised. And I lived there for the first 20 years of my life. I was born to a mom who was addicted to drugs, and I have never known who my father is. And so growing up was very difficult. I spent most of my early adolescence living with my grandmother, and she raised me as well as my other siblings on and off when my mom was actively using drugs, but when she was in rehab and doing better, then she would have custody. And also growing up, I was undiagnosed autistic and ADHD. So I was very ostracized and bullied by my family as well as peers. And so it was very difficult for me. And I pretty much kept to myself a lot because my nervous system was haywire. I'll just say that. I was very emotional, and so I kept to myself a lot, and I would use escapism by being really enthralled in movies and TV shows and my imagination, and that's how I spent most of my time, honestly, just isolated watching TV. And as well as when I had the chance to play with my cousin, who was my best friend growing up in my adolescence. So she was definitely an escape for me and like the things that I was dealing with. Um, but yeah, outside of that, my life was pretty unstable. Also, we lived in pretty extreme poverty, and I didn't realize like how bad it was growing up. It was only once I was an adult that I realized how poor we truly were. But my grandma always, tried to make sure we had the things that we needed, and I I love her so much, and I love my mom as well. Like, the women in my life did the best that they could with what they had. and for the times, you know? Um, but like living in those conditions, there were a lot of shady people that would come around, and these people had mental illnesses. These people were addicted to drugs. And so it was not a very safe environment. And um that's another reason my nervous system was like haywire, and I would spend a lot of time on my own, and I would constantly like to be behind closed doors and locked doors if I could, because I just felt more safe. And I will say that I have been sexually assaulted several times growing up by family members, as well as friends of the family, or, you know, whomever. But moving on from that, my disposition as a child was very timid, according to the adults around me. I was mature for my age, and I was also very intelligent, and I always did really well in grade school, or middle school growing up. And it was it was only until I got into high school that I really started to struggle academically. And I realize now that that was because I had more in middle school. I had more like attention being put towards my special needs at the time that I didn't know I needed. But once I got to high school, I was pretty much like on my own. And so I had no structure, and as well as things in my life around that time were getting pretty bad. My mom had gotten back on drugs. And so my home life was chaotic, as well as the bullying got really bad in high school. And so I started missing more and more school, and I ended up getting pregnant at 17 with my first child. And I actually dropped out. And so I dropped out of school at 17, and I had my son when I was 18. And then when I was 20, I moved to Iowa, which my mom had a year prior to that moved to Iowa, and she was clean, not doing drugs at that time. And so I decided when I was 20 and my son was 2, I left his father, and I moved to Iowa. And that's when I met my now ex-husband. And we were together for 8 years, and we were married for 6 of those years. And I had a second child with him, who is also autistic. And he did get diagnosed. And that's when I realized that, oh, my son is a lot like me. And so then, I started doing more research into autism, and, for his sake and my sake. And we had a lot of therapy sessions for him and things like that. So, yeah. So at this time, I had 2 kids. And I want to say that when I got married, I was 23 years old, and I really did not know myself at all. I found stability in my ex-husband, who was a few years older than me. And he is white, and I'm clearly not. But he is white, and he came from a good family, and he was in college. And I looked at that as, stability. And, he was very intelligent, but I didn't know myself. And if I had, I wouldn't have gotten married so soon. And I wouldn't have gotten married to him because I realized, after years of marriage that we weren't very compatible. And um yeah, I don't want to get too much into it because I'm not here to try to bash him. So let me back up a little bit. So when I was pregnant with my second son, my mom had passed away when I was 8 months pregnant, and that was very difficult for me. And I fell into major depression, and I started having panic attacks. And so I eventually got on antidepressants, which helped me a lot. And I started trying to discover like who I was during that time and the things that I liked. And I started to branch out more, which I will say my husband wasn't very happy when I would put my attention towards other things. Like I joined the roller derby team, and I ended up quitting that because he wanted me to be at home with the kids more. And then I joined the fire academy, um, and I ended up quitting that because he wanted me to be at home, and he really gave me a hard time, like the entire time. And so after that, I came across Musically, which is now TikTok. But I came across Musically and I fell in love with that because that was a place where I could express myself and my interests. And I found other people who had the same passions for, like acting, performing, musicals, cosplaying, things like that. And I spent so much time doing that. And it really helped me to process the things that I was going through emotionally and mentally. I started as well realize that how unhappy I was in my marriage, and I decided I wanted a divorce. So we eventually got separated, and I that's when I started to get into spirituality. And when I say spirituality, I'm not talking about organized religion. That's something that I do not practice, and something that I have never felt in tune to. Growing up, my family was Baptist, and some of my family practiced, others didn't, but I never really connected with that. And I won't get too much into that, but I do remember when I was about 16, I was like really just like pondering like the meaning of life and like what was the point of it all. And I remember I asked my grandma that question, like, what is the point of life, of living? And I honestly don't remember her answer. And I think it was something like really vague that she said, but it was something that I had to discover on my own, as I would find out many, 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 many years later, after, going through deep depression and everything, and not having a will to be here aside from my children. And so when I got into spirituality, that's when I really started to discover who I was and what I felt like the meaning of life is. And I'll tell you right now that I believe the meaning of life and what's like most important in life is love. I believe that we are all a part of the universe and we are all connected. I believe that we are the universe experiencing itself. We are energy in human form here to have the experience of life on this planet. And I believe we are supposed to be here to learn and to love and to just grow and have passion and experience and freedom and to just be connected. That's what I believe. And I feel very connected to the universe. And by me being my most authentic self and with my positive outlook on life, I feel like I am meant to help inspire other people to find joy in life and to realize that they don't have to be stuck in conformity or to worry about what other people think. Hopefully I inspire people to love themselves and to love others and show compassion. So now I'm going to tell you guys the direction that I am taking my channel as well as taking my life. So about 2 years ago, I was going through a really hard time and major depression, and I just really needed to make some changes in my life. So I quit my previous job and I took some time for my mental health, and I realized that I needed to make a big change. And so I was juggling the idea of van life, and I did a lot of research on that, and I was thinking that I would buy a van and convert it and travel around the US and work remotely, and I was going to share my experience through YouTube. And or the other idea that I had was to move out of the country. And with the way things were going politically in the US, it became a no-brainer that what I wanted to do was to move out of the country. And so I had to figure out where that was going to be. And so there weren't a whole lot of places that I felt like would be safe for me. And so I had a few places that I needed to narrow down. And the place that I ended up deciding on was Thailand, specifically Bangkok, Thailand. And I began to just like do so much research on Thai culture and just the country overall, and I decided that was the place for me. And I actually just felt spiritually that is where I would just feel the most at peace, and that's like where I should go. And so I've been preparing to move there. For the past year, I have consistently been watching various different types of Thai channels on YouTube, from foreigners who live in Thailand to Thai people who live in Thailand. And I watch news channels for Thailand. And I just really am excited to just immerse myself in the culture. Thank you so much for watching this video and just listening to me ramble about these things. And I hope that you are interested in continuing to watch my content in the future. It will be me mostly vlogging my life, especially my transition to moving to Thailand and my life over there. But in the meantime, it will be just like me probably doing some movie reactions, and as well as some vlogs, you know, if I feel like I'm doing something interesting in my life. Like, I will be going to a work Christmas party in a couple weeks, and I plan on vlogging that experience. I got myself a hotel room, and it's just like it's gonna be a great time. And so I'm looking forward to sharing that experience with you guys. And until then, this has been Endeavors with Tara, and I will see you guys in my next video.